How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is your favorite horror geek, Joby Snyder, and today I want to talk about unwanted sequels. Sequels to horror films that nobody asked for, that nobody really wanted to happen, and they do, and there's some pretty bad ones out there. Some really crappy sequels to some really great horror films. But tonight we are going to be talking about a sequel that I personally don't think is crappy at all. In fact, I think it's an absolutely amazing horror film and an amazing sequel. And we are talking about the 1999 horror film, The Rage Carrie 2. The Rage Carrie 2 was released on March 12th. It has a running time of 105 minutes. The budget for the film was $21 million, and it grossed in the box office $17.8 million. And this is a fantastic sequel. When it first came out, so many people were upset with this film because they didn't believe that the original film, the original Stephen King story of Carrie, needed a sequel. And quite frankly, it probably didn't. But they did it anyway, as they do with some films. And I absolutely just adore this film. It's pretty much the same story. There's a young outcast girl. Her name is Rachel. Her mother is also a religious freak and is put in a mental hospital. So Rachel is brought up by foster parents, and she has a best friend who kills herself because a boy that she liked turned her down, humiliated her. So her only friend kills herself, and it's really this movie is also about bullying, and anybody that's bullied knows how devastating and how hard that can be to deal with. So I really appreciate this film because it takes that aspect. The guys in this film, the male characters, are just absolute pigs, all except for one. Most of these jock football players, they keep a scorebook of all the girls that they sleep with, which is just disgusting. But so she gets wind of this scorebook, or she figures out that they're doing this, and she's trying to fight back. But a little do they know, and kind of a mystery to her too, she has these special powers that she can move things with her mind. And it's really great because we get a returning cast member from the original film. Amy Irving, who played Sue Snell in the original film, comes back to play the character of Sue. She is now the guidance counselor of the high school, and she kind of sees that Rachel is a loner and needs guidance, but she also sees that Rachel possesses this telekinesis power, and it reminds her of what happened with Carrie and what Carrie did at the prom. So she's determined to help Rachel and to teach Rachel that she's not a freak, that these powers happen. They say that it's handed down by genetics, by the male. I love that Amy Irving comes back, and she's such a solid character in this film. I also really love that this is a straight up, not only is this a horror movie, but it's also a very beautiful love story. One of the jock football players actually gets to know Rachel, and they fall in love, and the other kids are disgusted by it, and they want to teach both of them a lesson. So Of course, there's a horrible prank that gets put in the works um, to get Rachel alone at a party where they humiliate her, and um, it's not as brutal as the pig's blood being dumped on Carrie, but it's still humiliating. They push her around, they taunt her, they make fun of her, they make fun of her friend who committed suicide. They are just absolute disgusting. And of course, um, much like the original, Rachel is pushed too far, and then she begins to use her telekinesis to completely destroy the party and destroy these assholes. And it is such, it's not, I have to be honest, it's not as great as the prom scene in the original film, but they took so much from that original film and that original scene and kind of just went with it, and we get some great one-on-one kills. We get some awesome 90s kills because this is a 90s movie. We get CDs flying into people's bodies and just random little things like that that really um, make it more 90s, I guess. I do, spoiler alert, I do get upset because Amy Irving's character, Sue Snow, does die. Much like the gym teacher in the original film that was just trying to help Carrie. She lost her life in the original film, and the same thing happens with the guidance counselor, Sue Snow, unfortunately. But the kills in this movie is so great. We have to talk about one kill that I personally absolutely love. And her name is Monica. The character's name is Monica. And she's the one that kind of tricks Rachel into thinking that they want to be friends with her and tricks her into going to this party. But she wears glasses. And Rachel explodes her eyes, explodes her glasses, popping her eyes out. It is such a visual masterpiece. The technology is not that great because it's the late 90s, but that scene and that technology is so good. It's an epic kill, epic kill. Again, jump back to the romanticness of this film. I really love the dynamic between the character of Rachel and the character of Jesse, the male lead in this, if you will. It just, you feel for Rachel and you feel that like urge to actually all of a sudden realize that, wow, someone really does see me. Someone really does notice that I exist, and they're genuinely interested in who I am as an individual and as a person. And I think we all, outcasts, or even if you fit in, I think we all kind of drive for that. And this film really does piece together how some people can feel about each other and how it can be genuinely real. And she almost doesn't want to accept it because he's not in her, she's basically out of his league, but he doesn't see that. He can have any girl he wants, and even the popular girls, the girls that are mean to Rachel, he can have them, but he's not interested in them. Rachel has a mind and has things about her that he is very interested in, and it's different for him. She's not just some popular skank. She's a genuinely good and kind person. And I really, really, really love that about this film. I love the love story. And I love that it's mixed up with this coming of age story where she's trying to find herself. And she, unlike Carrie, she when her powers happen, when she uses her power, she kind of pushes it away. She doesn't study it. She doesn't want to know about it. She kind of forces it to stop until the party, of course. Um, I really enjoy the telekinesis part of this film. It's very, we get lockers slamming and windows slamming down on people's hands and coffee mugs being knocked off the desk, and it's just done so well in this film. But one thing that people might think is a little cheesy, because this is a sequel to Carrie. Carrie does get mentioned in the film several times, but another spoiler alert. It's to be found out. Sue finds out and figures out that Rachel's father was also Carrie's father. So Rachel is the half sister of Carrie. And I wish they would have done more with that. I kind of wish they would have talked about it more and kind of talked about Carrie, making her more of a legend, like an urban legend. They talk about her, but not so much as a fan would want. But a lot of people would say that this is just a cheap shortcut to connect the films, and maybe it is, but I love it. I think that it's a good way to go. She's her sister. I mean, it's a really good way to go, even if you think it's kind of silly or it might be a little cheesy. I think it really does work for this film and work for this sequel, to make it actually be a direct sequel to the original film. Yeah, guys, I just absolutely adore this movie. Do I think it's better than the original? No, not at all. But it is one movie that I go to whenever I'm just wanting to watch something. I love to put Rage of Carrie 2 on. It just makes me feel so good, and I love the story, and I love the aspects of this movie. If you are a Carrie fan, you probably have seen this movie, but a lot of Carrie fans don't agree with it and don't like it. But this film did gain throughout the years a cult following. So if you haven't seen Rage of Carrie 2, I highly recommend that you stop what you're doing and go and find it and watch it. I believe it's on Tubi, but it's out there and you can find it. It's such a good watch. I just absolutely love it. So yeah, guys, that is my opinion and my love for the horror film, The Rage Carrie 2. Let me know if you love this movie. Let me know if you don't like it. What are your opinions on it? I would love to know what you think and feel. And again, I hope you all are doing very well, and I hope you all stay safe, stay scared, and happy watching.